The district attorney's report details statements from more than a dozen witnesses from that April day, and there are accounts of a violent encounter between Officer Christopher Manny and Dontre Hamilton.
Multiple witnesses heard multiple verbal commands throughout the entire encounter. So it was stop, get down, just the variations of that.
Consistent was that Manny took out his baton, that Hamilton was able to take it from him, and was beating the officer when the fatal shots were fired.
We came to the conclusion that based on all the facts, all the circumstances present to a reasonable officer and Officer Manny's position at the time the circumstance occurred, that his use of force was privileged and was justified.
Chisholm says a major point of concern was that Hamilton was shot 14 times.
There is no standard that says that an officer is required to stop and reassess after firing X amount of rounds. The national standard, the standard that all police officers are trained to, is that they fire to stop the threat. As long as the threat is still present, they are authorized to continue firing.
And to demonstrate, Chisholm released a video showing an officer firing 14 rounds with the same kind of gun to show how quickly it happens. 14 rounds in less than 3 seconds.
According to the citizen witnesses that saw the majority of the incident, the officer stopped firing as soon as Mr. Hamilton went to the ground. So with Mr. Hamilton on the ground, the firing stops. As long as Mr. Hamilton was standing and was armed with the officer's baton and had used that against the officer already, he would be justified to employ force.